Hello YouTube, it's DJ's O-Gauge Trains, and based on what you're seeing in front of you, you could probably guess what excites me the most in the new Lionel catalog, and that's going to be the focus of this video. I'm going to be talking about the Lionel Legacy commuter set that they're offering, and I'm going to show you some different variations on the paint schemes and actually how those sets worked. I am going to very quickly go through and show you my other highlights. So there's a lot of very, very exciting things in this catalog, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on them. I'm not going to dwell on them. I really want to talk about the Long Island stuff. So, of course, I will be ordering a 210 for Texas. I've been waiting for those, so that's a definite. Going to do a Hudson as well. I don't know if I'm doing the set or just an individual unit, so I won't make that decision till towards the end of the pre-order period. So moving on to the diesels. Gotta stop right here. I see these trains all the time in New Orleans, so I'm very happy to see this in the catalog. It's even tempting for me, and I'm not a modern train guy, but I see them all the time going through the French Quarter. So here we go. So you could see we have a Long Island C420 in the MTA blue and yellow scheme with black trim, a 4-pack and a 2-pack of coaches, one paint scheme of the Alco FA, and then another paint scheme of the Alco FA cab units. So the way that these trains would run, and let me give you a picture from the book. Hang on. There's a really good picture, but of course I'm not landed on the page. Give me a second. So Ravenhawk had pointed out that he just wasn't exactly too sure if the generator sound was prototypical and how these trains ran. Here we go. How they ran and all that stuff. So I'm going to show you right here. So here's a picture of a 5-car commuter train in Port Jefferson. So the cab car is facing toward the city, and the powered unit on the back there is that C420. So when the train was in push mode, it would push towards New York City, and when it was in pull mode, it would pull towards the east end of the island. So, and then there would be anywhere from 3 to 5 to 8 cars in between, just depending on if it was a off-hour train or a rush hour train, or the line it was on, you know, this, that, and the other. But this is what the train looks like. Now, the coaches are white. They're not plated like in the Lionel description. But I talked with Ryan. I emailed him, and he said that the coaches will indeed be white. And they also have a double-ended vestibule. The coaches pictured here are a single-ended car because of Lionel not having the tooling for a double-ended vestibule. So it would probably drive the price up if they modified the tooling. So for that, I'm okay with that. I'm good with that. There were some single-ended vestibule cars in the Long Island Railroad fleet, and they were primarily used in parlor car service. So I'm good with that. It's not a deal breaker for me. But the cab car did, in fact, have the generator sound in it. You could stand next to these things on the platform, and they did make some noise. Now, they didn't smoke, so there's no need for a smoke unit, but, you know, it's in there. I'll just shut mine off. And they did have a horn and a bell and full control from up here. So it functioned very much like an Amtrak NPCU. However, the NPCUs didn't have a generator for heat and electricity, whereas these Alco FAs did. So that's how they worked, and I'm very excited Lionel is offering these. Now, I want to point out, this is something else I emailed Lionel about. The truck side frames and the fuel tank on these two units here are pictured as blue. They are in real life black. And I have emailed Ryan about that as well, and his response was basically that they couldn't tell if that was weathering or if that was in fact black. So it looks like these will be changed. So, and if for some reason they're delivered blue and you order this thing, send it to me. I'll paint it black for you, and I won't kill you on the price either. I just need a little money for my time. But if in fact Lionel delivers them like this, I will fix it for you. So just throwing that out there. Anyway, I wanted to show you something else. I want to talk more about the C420 now. So I have to go back in the book and find this picture I'm looking for. So the C420s wore many, many, many different paint schemes. And I'm happy to say that Nassau Hobby is doing most of the paint schemes. So we have this one here, and then Nassau Hobby will be doing this one here, the World's Fair. And then they'll also be doing the Bicentennial Blue Wave, and they'll be doing the Bicentennial Red Wave. So actually the Blue Wave isn't Bicentennial, my bad. But they'll be doing the Blue Wave and the Bicentennial Red Wave as well. So, but anyway, talking about C420s, they were delivered in 2 batches. The first batch was numbers 200 through 221, and they were delivered in this World's Fair paint scheme that you see here on my models. These are the Railstown's 5.0 version, powered and dummy. The next batch of them was delivered in 1968, and they were delivered in this color scheme here. So you could see this is not Lionel's color scheme. It has a yellow cab roof, yellow hood roof, and then yellow side walkway trim. Here's the Lionel. Black roof, black side walkway trim. So both versions are correct. So at first I thought, oh no, Lionel made another mistake because these units got very dirty very quickly. So if we flip through the book, take a look at this unit here. It still has some yellow trim on the side, but you can see the roof is almost entirely black. Moving on. There's another one brand new next to the World's Fair RS1. I need to get to a later picture of these. Here you go. See how dirty that is? So what it looks like happened is the Long Island Railroad compensated for how weathered these got, and looks like they repainted the roof black and did the trim black as well. So both schemes are prototypical. This is a little bit of a later scheme, and this one is actually in fact good for the cars and the cab units they're offering. I prefer the other scheme. I like running the blue and the yellow with the World's Fair equipment and some of the pent seat parlors and stuff. So here you go. Here's a double header. And you can see it looks like that first car is a parlor car. It looks like a single-ended, single vestibule car. It actually looks like a 10-6 sleeper, but I can't really tell. So yeah, there you go. And you can see how dirty the units are. There's another one. There's a good close-up. So, oh, here's one that's actually fairly clean. So there you go. Both paint schemes are correct. And so what I'd like to do is get one of them and, well, get both of them, leave one like this, and then modify the other one to look like the unit I showed you just a few minutes ago. Let me go back to it real quick. By the way, that unit was nicknamed the 3 Deuces. So it was the first in the series of the second run. So there's the 3 Deuces. And here it is, brand new. Nassau Hobby is doing the 3 Deuces in the Blue Wave scheme, so I'm definitely getting that. I gotta have the 3 Deuces. And then they're also doing the number 200 in the World's Fair scheme. So I gotta get both of those units. So anyway, I just wanted to point all of that out to you. The other 2 paint schemes that are being offered, let me see if I could find them in the back of the book here. Here you go. Here's the 223 in the Bicentennial scheme. Really, really cool. Here's a quadruple header of Bicentennial C420s on a freight. When they were painted in this wave scheme, they were pushed into freight service. So they were still used on commuter service, but the GP38s had showed up by then. So these were primarily freight engines. Let's see. I'd like to, in the book, show you. Those are all GP38s and MP15s. Sorry for all this flipping around. Let me go back. There you go. There is a C420 in the blue wave. And so that's unit 223 before it got the red bicentennial. So I'll be doing one blue wave from Nassau, both of the red waves, because I just love how that looks lashed up, and then a World's Fair unit from Nassau. And then I'm going to do both of these cataloged versions so that I could make, I'm going to call it a transitional C420, where it had the yellow cab roof and the blue long and short hood roof. So it's a lot of C420s. Here you go. There's a blue wave. For some reason it had a thin upper white stripe. That was not typical. That's not the norm. But there you go. So really cool stuff. As you could tell, that is definitely the highlight of the catalog for me. So sorry about all the flipping around. I should have tagged the book so I could just go to the different spots. So I'm going to click the mouse and it's not doing anything. Okay, anyway, here we go. The computer stalled on me. I want to show you just something else that I really like. Two other things. So, Sounds boxcars. I'll be in for a Pensy and probably a Western Pacific. I really like that. I do have a couple of West Coast sets, and I'm very particular about which West Coast sets I get, just because I don't want to, invest tons and tons of money on that. I'm primarily an East Coast guy, but I think I'm going to get that. And I'll add that dome car to it and paint the trucks on the dome gold. Defense Special. This is almost for sure a definite for me. Beautiful. That's awesome. And I love the fact that they're doing the interiors to represent how they actually looked. And I could put this behind anything. I could put it behind the GG1s, a Hudson, a Niagara, anything. Even a Long Island Railroad diesel. Why not? So it's awesome. I really like the history of this set too. So I'm probably going to go in for that. And then one more little thing back here. For mail and express service, you got to have some Railway Express agency cars. They could go in with anything. I've got REA boxcars by MTH that open up and then they push out the frozen load of cargo. So it would be nice to add these two into that fleet. So going to definitely get that. But those are my highlights. There's a lot of stuff in this catalog. And there's more that I want too. And even the things that I said I'm definitely getting, I'm not 100% sure. You know, it's all going to be budget depending. But there's so much in here. So for sure, I'm in for the C420s and a 210 Ford Texas. The rest of it, I have to think about and just see what happens. I may not even pre-order all of that and just wait till it comes out and grab it. So that's it for now. So sorry, this was a little late, but there you go. Now you know my highlights. So take care, everybody. Bye-bye.